Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that really I love, and that is organising a vacation, or as we say here in Ireland, a holiday. So in May 2017 we are going to Orlando for 14 nights. It's gonna be our first family vacation, and it's gonna be mine and Robert's 5th time. Obviously it's gonna be Ava's first time, and it's gonna be a whole different experience because we are going to be going with a baby. She will be just turning 14 months when we get there, or while we're there. So also we have somebody else coming along with us, so that's always nice to have somebody to go on vacation with you. So yeah, today's video I just kind of wanted to open with a how I organize our holiday. I could go into so much detail on this, and there is many ways to book our holiday, and because we are coming from Ireland we obviously have to have long haul flights and so on and so forth, and we can book it in a number of ways. So I'm just going to kind of brush over quickly the options that you have to book your holiday. Again, this might be different if you already reside in the US, if you're going to Orlando, because you might want to travel by car. You might be able to, obviously you'll be able to do internal flights, and your hotels might be different. You might have a different way of booking hotels or booking villas or condos or whatever, and your car hire would be different because you already have car insurance in the country and you probably don't need the car insurance that we get. But anyways, I'm kind of just going to brush over everything that I do in order to book a holiday. So the first thing I do is kind of figure out a date that we want to be going, and generally this date is a two-week block that we go for. And what we do is give ourselves a couple of days either side to see what the best price is. So what you can do, the first option you could do is go to your local travel agent and tell them the dates that you want to go, and tell them how many people are going, if you need a car, what hotel you want to stay in, or maybe if you've never been there they'd be able to advise you on an area to stay in. And you can book through your travel agent, no stress, no worries. All you have to do is just pay your money. They'll print out your tickets, they'll print out everything you need, you collect it, and you get on your flight, you go to your hotel, and you have a great time in Disney or Universal or SeaWorld, or if you're not going to any of those places, just have a great time on your holiday. The next option you can do is you can book a package holiday yourself. So there are many websites out there that allow you to book your flights, your hotel, condo, villa, whatever it is, your car hire, and sometimes your excursion tickets, so like your tickets to Disney or your tickets to Universal. So there's a package holiday. There's many, as I said, many companies out there that will allow you to do that. I know Thompson Holidays are one, and you can go on to Expedia, they'll allow you to do that. eBookers, they'll allow you to do that. So there's many different companies out there that will allow you, so you can book it yourself, but it's all in one place, so you don't have to be going here and there and everywhere. But if you're like me, you won't book it with either of those two options. What I do is I individually book my flights, individually book where I'm going to stay, individually book my car hire. So what I tend to do, as I said, is that we pick our dates, and we check with our work, Robert's work, and the person who's coming with us, their work, whether those dates are available. What I do is I go onto websites like kayak.com, skyscanner.com, and we can go into Expedia, eBookers, all those sorts of places. I check a range of places for flights around the time that we want to go. So if on Skyscanner and Kayak, you can open like a monthly view and see what day are the cheaper flights are on. There is, coming from Ireland, there is two options really. There is a direct flight and there is a connecting flight. We have done both of these options. I have no issue with both of these options. So it just depends. The direct flight is dearer and the indirect flight with the connecting is cheaper. So it depends on what you want to do. I will say that what we did directly is we went on to Skyscanner and we figured out the dates that we wanted to go, and it comes up with loads of different options, like 1 connecting flight, 2 connecting flight, 3 connecting flights, or direct, you know. And I looked at loads and loads and loads. I antagonize over this thing. I get so into it that I want to find the best deal. You know, I don't want to pay like millions of euros to go on a flight. And what's good for me is I can look back on my previous years, the previous 4 years, and see how much the flights were then. So that's what I do. I antagonize over it and I find a flight that I want to go on. Now, what I've done recently and what I've done this time too is I go on to the direct airlines flight. So on Skyscanner or Kayak or whatever website, flight website that you're on, it will tell you who you're flying with. So in this instance, we're going to be flying with United Airlines. And please, if you have any bad experience with them, don't tell me. We've never flown with them before and we're flying with them this time, and that's just, it's happening. We can't change it. Money's gone. It's happening. So what I do is, after I see how much it is on Skyscanner, when you click on the flight that you want, it will come up with a range of websites that are offering it to you and how much they are offering it to you at. And it just turned out that this time, that to book direct on the United Airlines website was actually the cheapest. So that's what we did, because I find that if you book directly with the airline, it's so much simpler. You don't have that third party there, the middleman there. And yeah, it's just so much simpler. So that's what we did. We searched through Skyscanner and a number of different websites or flight scanners, flight searchers, and I then booked directly with the airline. So that's how we did the flights. I hope that didn't fluster everybody. As you can see, I get very excited and happy about this because I just love it. I probably should have been a travel agent. So onto our hotels. So in the past, we have stayed in 2 places on the other 4 trips, right? The very first time, we stayed in a place called Blue Heron Beach Resort, or Hotel, I think it's called. It's at Lake Buena Vista, extremely close to Disney. But what we found was around the area, there wasn't very much. You have to drive to everywhere. It just wasn't social enough for us, you know. So the next year, I was on different forums, like on TripAdvisor. You can go on a forum, there's Facebook groups, and it gives you so many tips, and they were all recommending that we stay on International Drive. So that next year that we went, I booked and I stayed in the Rosin Inn at Point Orlando. And for the next 3 trips, we stayed at that same hotel. If you remember, if you've been following my channel for a long time, you'll remember that in 2015 that myself and Robert, before we got pregnant, took a trip and my cousin came with us. And we booked 2 hotel rooms at the Rosin Inn at Point Orlando. That hotel and the location is perfect for us. But this time, because there's going to be 3 adults and a baby, we wanted, one room wasn't going to, even though there's 2 double beds, it just wasn't going to be enough for us. So to book 2 hotel rooms so the third person can stay in their own was just too pricey. It wasn't fair that they'd have to pay like 800 euros for their hotel room. So it was easier for us to try and book somewhere that 3 adults and 1 child can stay in comfortably and there's enough space. So this entered me into a whole era that I've never been in before, and that's looking for condos or villas. And I obsessed. When I mean obsessed, I mean I obsessed over it. I became so obsessed about it. I wanted a really good deal. Obviously I knew resorts and condos and villas are pricier than chain hotels, so I didn't want to pay extortionate amounts, and I didn't want to pay somewhere really cheap that was far away. Like, that's not what we want. So again, to book just a normal hotel. There's so many websites you can go to, so like kayak.com, Trivago is another one that's like a search comparison website. Again, you can book through like Thompson's, Sunway Holidays. There's so many places that you can book hotels in Orlando and get very good deals. It takes a lot of looking around, but you will get a good deal somewhere. But onto my search. So I was on the VRBO website. I was like on these villa owner websites. I joined villa owner Facebook groups, and they all were coming up. A lot of them are owned by UK individuals, so they were all quoting in Great British pounds, and obviously we're euros, but we don't mind paying in Great British pounds. So they were all quoting in pounds. So they were like 12, 13, 14, 1500 pounds for 2 weeks for like 2-bedroom condos or 3-bedroom villas, but they were all kind of far away from the area that we wanted to stay in. Eventually I was on the VBRO website, and I seen a condo in a nice resort, and I started looking just specifically at that. It's in a good location, and there's many things around it. We're going to have to travel to places. It's not going to be like international drive where we just walk outside our door and there's going to be like a whole range of things. But we're going to have to drive everywhere, which is fine because we have a baby, so it's a different trip. But the resort is lovely. It has like 2 pools, a children's playground, like so many things that just suited us so much. So I was on this VBRO website, I seen a condo that I wanted, but the dates weren't available. So I just clicked on that person's individual website because it has that information on the VBRO website, and I clicked on their individual website, and it said that they had a 2-bed and a 4-bed condo. So I just, on the off chance, I contacted that owner. I also contacted another 4 companies from a Facebook group, and they all said that they had not available. One did come back, but it was like £1,600, and I was like, no, because that's probably about like €1,800 for 2 weeks among 3 people. No. So contacted the owner, and she got back and said that their 2-bedroom condo is going to be full for that 2 weeks, but her 4-bedroom condo is free and it will cost us €1,000. So I looked up reviews. There was reviews for that specific condo on TripAdvisor, and that is something that's really important. If you are going to book a hotel, a villa, a condo, or whatever it is, no matter where in the world you're going, I advise you to look at tripadvisor.com.ie, wherever it is, and look up the reviews and photos for that place that you're staying, because it's so important. You don't want to pay so much money and you get there and it is awful. We've done that before and we have been bitten, and we now always check TripAdvisor for reviews of places that we're staying. So I checked the reviews, and there was reviews for that specific 4-bed condo. Everybody had amazing things to say about it, amazing things to say about the lady who owns it. So after speaking to Robert and speaking to the person who's coming with us, we decided, yes, this is it for us. We're going to book that villa, £1,000 amongst 3 people. I think it's going to be like, let's say €1,200 among 300 people. So that's €400 each, which is perfect, because usually a hotel room cost me €800 for 2 weeks, so it is €400 per person. So it worked out the exact same, because we have that 3rd adult with us who's going to pay the extra cost. So it worked out perfectly. So that was another thing we have striked off. Or we have now have our flights, and we have our hotel, or in this case a condo, and perfect. So the last thing on today's video is going to be car hire. So car hire, as I said at the start, is different for everybody, because if you live in the States, you have car insurance in America, and you won't probably need the kind of insurances that we need. It may be cheaper for you guys, and you may know of other ways to book car hire that we don't know. But for me, we have car hire all the other 4 times we went. The first time we went with budget. we had an extremely long queue. We got to the top of the queue and they said, sorry, we have no cars left in that range that you have booked. You're gonna have to wait for a couple of hours. Now, in fact, we didn't have to wait a couple of hours. We only had to wait like a little while, but still not great. Then they charged us for tolls that we actually paid with cash for. In the end, I got that refunded, but I decided that I don't want to book with budget anymore. It was just too much hassle. We then booked with Dollar were fine. We had no issues with them, the queue wasn't long, everything was fine. And then the last 2 times we booked with Alamo. So the first time we went to the desk, they tried to sell us a bit of things, because this happens with car hiring companies. They tried to sell you things, but we had been told, like on forums and people who had visited before, you don't need anything extra, just go with what you have bought, because the package that we buy includes all of the taxes and insurances that we need to drive on the road in America. So that was fine. The car, we got to go and choose our own car. That was perfect. And the second time we bypassed the queue and we went straight to the garage. That's an option that you have at Alamo. I signed up for that and we went out. He said, do you want a free upgrade to a minivan? We didn't. There was 4 of us. We didn't need a upgrade to a minivan, a free upgrade by that. So we just took the car range that we had. I think it was just a full-size family car. I think it was like a Nissan Altima, and yeah, we just went for that. So this time, as I said, there's many companies. It's like Hertz, Dollar, Budget, Alamo. There's so many different companies and there's so many different ways to book car hire in the UK and Ireland. You can book it a package by like uscarhire.com. That's a website you can go to. You can go directly to the site like avis.co.uk or like alamo.co.uk. You can have options to collect your car at the airport or outside of the airport. I do know that on Disney property there is an Alamo, I think it's Alamo, car hire. So you can get the Magical Express to your Disney hotel, and then you can go and get car hire if that's what you need. So we actually booked on a website called alamo.co.uk/Brits. So what this does is, this is cheaper than the Alamo website itself, and it offers, and we have saved 10% on the cost of the full car hire, and we also get an additional driver. So there's 2 drivers, 10% off, because we're paying on the before we go, and we get to like skip the queue and go straight to the garage and all those sorts of stuff. Again, we have just done a full size range, which is the Nissan Altima or similar. And yeah, now a question I know you're probably going to ask is, why aren't we staying on site at Disney? And the real, true, honest answer to that is, it's too expensive. I would love to, every time we go to Orlando, I look and look and look and look. I wait until like different specials come out that Disney have, and like 25% off your stay, and like free extra nights and free dining and all that sort of stuff, and it just always works out at too much for what we pay. So yeah, maybe someday we will be able to stay, probably in like the cheaper resorts. I forget, there's like a name for a budget resort, but unfortunately right now it's not in the cards for us to stay on site at Disney. Again, there is probably ways that people go about it, and if there is a way that you book your hotel at Disney and it's not catastrophically dear, let me know in the comments, because I'm always interested for like next trips, or maybe I can inform my friends, because I know a lot of them do come to me and ask me about like organizing holidays, because it's just something I love to do. It's just organize holidays. I just get so into it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, we're going on vacation for 2 weeks. I was gonna say 2 months, wouldn't that be amazing? For 2 weeks to Disney, or to Orlando in May, and while we're there, it's gonna be my 30th birthday. So yeah, that's probably why. Well, that's why I wanted to go. So yeah, that is it, guys. Next month I will be doing another kind of vacation planning video, which will be about buying Disney tickets, how we do that here from Ireland, and I will talk about some dining as well, dining experiences at Disney and how we book those. So that is it, guys. I thank you so much for watching today. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. It just lets me know that the content I'm putting out is, you guys are engaging with it and it's something that you want me to continue. I'm so sorry this video is so long. It's like 21 minutes now at this stage, but I get so into it. So that is it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. If you like it, give it a big old thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.